In this video, I'll be laser engraving these birch stars using the Flux Beamo desktop laser behind me there. Hi, I'm Alan, the Handmade Dad. I've been making and selling handmade kids art and photo displays on Etsy. Alright, so without further ado, let's get cracking. So I've adjusted the focus of the laser head and lined up the stars. So now we can close the lid and jump onto Flux Beamo desktop software. So we hit a bit of a snag and it says there's no cooling or problem with the cooler, so this has a little computer CPU cooler, water cooler I think, something like that, and it's got a really small reservoir, and I'm hoping it's just that the water level's gone too low and it's cut out, but that's the problem with these all-in-one machines, is everything is quite neat and compact, but also means there's not a massive water reservoir in there. So we'll see if that's the problem. I hope so, otherwise I won't be making Joseph's display anytime soon. But I think generally the laser itself is working because it's started to engrave no problem. There's just six screws to take off. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, the water level was really low. I haven't actually used this that much, so I'm a bit surprised that it's dropped down so much. But I've got a funnel. Let me give you a better look. So I don't know if you can see really, but here's a really small, maybe like 2-inch cubed water reservoir. So I'm just going to fill that up with some distilled water. Try not to splash it all over the place. It wasn't that low actually, but I'll have to just put the cover on and purge it and see if that's enough water. Put this panel on. I don't want to be staring at the laser while it's working. Power back up. So now we're back and running. What we can do is go to maintenance. Pump. And it's running. So it's not seeing a flow there. No flow. Flow speed test. see better. So there's in the menu here, you can do a flow speed. And it's not seeing any flow, so either the flow meter's blocked, or maybe, and hopefully there's just an air block somewhere. So I might run it with the lid off. And we'll see. Should we run the pump? And you can see, you might be able to see here, there's like a column of bubbles. There's a column of bubbles here, slowly moving out, so there's an air block. So we want to move all this air out of the tube, and then hopefully we should get some flow. Just leave the pump running a little while and see if we get some flow. We're not getting any flow there, which is a bit worrying. Still no flow. Okay, well, I'm going to have to do a bit of prodding around and see if we can get this working. Okay, we're back. There's a little pump, and I don't know if the flow meter's there as well, or whether that is the flow meter, but I've given it a little poke about, and you can see these little wavy lines. There's not a bar for it anymore, it's not struck out anymore, so hopefully, I don't want to pulse the laser without the cover on. Hopefully that means the airlock's gone. So what we'll need to do is test the flow rate. I'll show you. Flow speed. Hopefully we'll have some flow this time. Yes, 1.56 litres a minute. Perfect. Alright, so luckily I managed to sort out the water problem, and there's just a little airlock in there, so I will put the cover back on, and we'll need a fresh star. Alright, so we're all done. Thankfully, second time lucky. So we've got to give them a varnish, and then to complete the process I'll mount them onto the wooden blocks to make the finished art display. Hi again. So it's been a couple of days since I made the laser stars with Joseph, and I was hoping to finish the display that evening when I made it, but the laser lives in a garden room with like all the heat presses and crickets and all the bigger equipment. So now we're back in the house, and I thought while I was out there I would make I had an order for some ceramic baubles, 5 baubles, which is great because loads of people sell them, especially on Etsy. Yes, they're quite straightforward to make. So I was like, well, would people go for my ones, because I don't have any
like sales history or reviews for my baubles, and they did. So I thought, oh, brilliant! So I thought I'll get them made. But then I tried to be clever and I tried to press several of them at the same time. And because the ceramic's not perfectly flat, you know, the heat press would press some parts more than others, and then what happened was some of them were a bit faint, and I thought, I can't sell that. So I then had to go and do them all individually. And then one of my baubles cracked. I think it was too cold. So I then had to print again, and then my computer, I built a gaming PC about 10 years ago. I don't game now, but it's plenty fast enough to run, like, you know, basic photo editing. It wouldn't be video processing on it, but anyway, it's quite old, so support for it's gradually going away, and what's happening is programs are gradually stopping working on it, and one of them was is it Print Mate or something? Anyway, I have a Sawgrass sublimation printer, and it's their printing software, and that wouldn't open at all, or it would open, it would just be a blank screen, and I couldn't get that to work. So I had to. We have a older Surface Pro in the house, so I had to go and install everything, set the printer up on there, and then get it working, and then only I could redo the heat pressing. So that was my whole Sunday evening, and I thought, I'm going to get loads done. I couldn't, so that plan went out the window. But anyway, so that's why I need to finish this now, because I put about 1 to 3 days, I think, for most of these things. Actually, this might be a bit more, because customized stuff, I might say up to 5 days. But anyway, I try and get things out in the order they come in, just for fairness, and also to stop things building up, because I do this. I've got, you know, the boy is 2 and the girl is 6. She's okay, she goes to school, but like my son, you can hear I got a bit of cold. He has a cold, and he gave it to me. So last week I was just like completely out of it, and I'm a bit better this week. But he's like had temperature, so the last couple of nights he hasn't been sleeping well, and that's just been really bad. And then yesterday nursery called and said, oh, you need to bring him home because we're giving him medicine and his temperature's not going down. So I said, oh great, I can pick him up. So that just messes everything up, because obviously I can't just let him get on with things, he's too little. So yeah, it's been a bit crazy. And another thing which I'm grateful for is Etsy sales have just suddenly picked up. It's been, this year for me, it's been quite quiet after the summer. The summer's a bit quieter, still get orders, but it's generally a bit quieter. And then kind of when school goes back, I generally see it pick up, and then it starts to get crazy until Christmas, and even in January it's still crazy. But this year so far, it's been like super quiet, like noticeably, especially for coming up to the end of the year, the holiday period. That's how are my stars? Look in there. And I put a instruction leaflet in there. Yeah. I won't show you the note, it's got the customer's name on it, and I put a little tea bag just for fun. I was going to stop it, but people in the reviews were right, love the tea bag, nice touch. So I thought, I know, just leave it in, because people, they're very handmade, they want like a more personalised experience, don't they? And that's the front of my box. Actually, I can close this one. I always check, especially I'm talking to you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just make sure that I haven't just forgotten something, because the worst is having to peel apart the bag later and redo the postage and all the rest of it. So yeah, so that will just go in the mailing bag and then get sent off later today. So yeah, that's a little update, but hopefully that kind of shows you behind the scenes, and the fun and games, the unexpected can just happen when you least expect it and you least need it to. So yeah, if I had one tip and you're doing handmade and just starting out from this video would be, don't make sure you set your processing times something that you can cope with. And I know you hear the guidance, customers love faster the better. But then you kind of attract the impatient customers who maybe have left things too late and they now desperately need your thing. So then if you're late, they're just going to be on your back. And I've tried that before, it's not great. So now I give 1 to 3 days for most stuff that I can make quickly, not like the personalised things and photos, but general displays I can make in an evening, quite a few of them. They generally will go excuse me, kind of the next working day. So it's better for the customer because they think, oh, it's going to take a few days, but then they might receive it like sometimes the second day after they've ordered. Does that make sense? So basically within 2 days from ordering, they've got it, especially for the UK, because I send things usually first class, or tracks 48 for like if there's a bit more. And yeah, so I hope that's kind of helpful. I enjoy watching these videos when I work, so I thought, I'm going to make some as well, because I might be able to help someone else. And yeah, if you do have any questions or comments, just feel free to ask them below in the comment section, and I will answer them, or even make another video and answer you there. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you like, and I will see you soon. Bye.